So my name is Burkhard Stubert, and I'm the key account manager mainly for Europe, working here in Italy with some well-known companies like, say, Magneti Marelli, MTA, Telecom Italia, and some others, Easy Digital. Two of them gave a talk yesterday. So, and there are a couple of more interesting companies here in Italy, as I learned yesterday, especially. So, first of all, I wish you a very warm welcome here, and I have to say, I'm really overwhelmed. We have over 300 registrations here, so there were another 150 people here yesterday already. And that's just amazing. So I was in Beijing on a similar event last month in December, and we had over 1,000 people there, and we thought, whoa, that's a lot of people. It's certainly a lot of people, but if you imagine that China is 30 times bigger than Italy, so they would have to come up with something like 9,000 people. And now, how does that look here? So that's a really huge event. And I would like to thank the people from Devila here, so Giovanni and Francesco, who really did an amazing feat in organizing that, getting together all the people here and setting up, I don't know how many talks in the 2 days. I think we had something like 30 talks yesterday already. And I would like to give the people from Devila a big hand. It's really great work you did here. And we shouldn't forget to say thanks to Digia, who is co-sponsoring this event. So without their help, that wouldn't be possible either, or a bit more tricky. So I'll tell you today, I'll tell you a bit about the Qt roadmap. I'll tell you a bit more about open governance. And of course, well, the roadmap, of course, includes Qt 5 now. So that's what you're looking for, I hope. So the first important thing, Qt project is live for now for 3 months. Some of you might wonder, so what is Qt project? Why isn't it called Qt anymore? So actually 3 months ago, we finally managed to turn Qt in a fully community-based open source project under open governance. So that means that Qt is not owned by Nokia anymore. It's owned by everyone. It's socialist view, but it's owned by everyone, so everyone can now change it in the way they like it, can take over control over parts of the project. So there are more rights for you, there are also more responsibilities for you. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. So it's a community-based project now, like you know it from Linux or like you know it from WebKit. And Nokia is just one contributor. A big one, admittedly, but it's just one among many. What are the project values? So the first value is fairness, meaning, well, it is not important who you are. Whether you are black or white or red or green or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's important what you do. It's not important who pays your salary. It is not important how much money you have. It's just important what you do. So it's important that you contribute to the project, and the more you contribute, the more influence you will have. So you can have a lot of money, but if you don't work on the project, it won't help you. So you really have, if you want to influence the project, you have to do something. So that brings us nicely to the meritocracy part. So, well, it's not like fair doesn't mean all people are equal. It means some people are more equal. And it's the people who do the work. So if you do a lot of work, you have more influence. That's what meritocracy means. You have to earn your status in a open source, community-based project. We are transparent. So, well, the source code was open anyway, so that's one of the nice things of Qt. You could always look in the source code. It was never hidden. I guess it helped a lot of you to fix some problems, and you didn't have to ask us, hey, could you please fix that? So if you have a closed source project, just a binary, you always have to ask the company selling it to you, please fix that. And then you are the number 500 priority on the list, so that's a bit tricky. Transparent also means all our bug reports are now out in the open. There's nothing we are doing internally anymore. With Qt 4, we still had our internal system and an external system. That's all out in the open now. Documentation, roadmap is public now. We don't hide anything about Qt anymore. So we did before, a little bit at least. But that's over now. So it's all out in the open. You can exactly see what's going on in Qt. And it's inclusive. So we welcome everyone, and we welcome every contribution. So no matter whether you do a bug fix, or you contribute, say, voice control for cars, or whether you just fix a typo, or add a little bit of documentation here or there, or write a wiki article, we welcome everything. It's not that we say, oh, come on, he just fixed a typo, or just wrote a wiki article. That's great, and that's the things we need. We need all of that. We need code, we need documentation, we need tutorials, whatever you can think of. Or we need people who localize Qt to a new language. There are still some languages out there which aren't supported. But I think there are about 150 to 200 who are already supported. So it's a bit tricky. What are the benefits of the Qt project? So a big benefit certainly is we gain increased, and not only we all gain increased stability. Because now it's many, many more people looking on the Qt code. It's not just the 200 poor guys in Nokia who do that. It's everyone looking on the code and saying, you should do that differently. That doesn't work. And that helps a lot to increase the stability. There's a bit more than just more eyes on the code. So we have been using a continuous integration system internally already. And that means we are regularly running regression tests, a lot of regression tests actually, and to make sure that no old bugs slip in again. And now with Qt 5, we made that publicly available. So it's now benefits everyone. Everyone can use it and has to use it. Don't get caught out by introducing bugs in Qt. That costs normally a box of beer. So, increased stability. We have richer releases because it's not only 200 Nokia Qt developers developing Qt anymore. It's now everyone. So we just increased our R&D by I don't know how many people. And they work for free for us. That's great. So you'll see more features coming in Qt. And actually it was just one day after we put the project live. It was one day after that, and we had a contribution for Directive V support. That's quite a big contribution. And there are many, many more contributions by now. And we hope to see much more. You will, or we all will gain increased visibility to the future of Qt. Yes, the roadmap is open. You can influence it. Code is open. You can influence it. You can, bug reports. It's everything out in the open, nothing hidden. And that also means you can make Qt fit for your needs. So if you are, say, an automotive tier 1, one of the hot topics for in-vehicle infotainment systems is voice control. Talk to your in-vehicle infotainment system and tell it play music, so you don't have to look down and fiddle around with your system and crash against the next tree. A very hot topic, but it's also missing functionality in Qt. So it's up to you to write the APIs for the only voice control system that is out there and contribute it. We would be happy, you would make a lot other people also happy. And that's how you can now control where Qt is going, suited to your needs. And finally, we think, or we are sure that there are more opportunities for Qt experts. The whole ecosystem is growing. And we actually, well, we had a short talk yesterday with another keynote, and well, you can really use your Qt skills. Here in Italy, 54% of the smartphones are Nokia smartphones. That is amazing. In Europe, it's still 1/3 of the smartphones, it's still Nokia smartphones. And for all these phones, you can write Qt applications. Hey, that's a really good chance. You can earn money with that. So you get paid by your employer to write some Qt UIs for to control machines, or for an in-vehicle infotainment system, for set-top boxes or whatever, and in your free time you can write applications and earn some money on the side. The opportunity is there. What are the project roles? There are 4 roles, and it starts with, we start from the bottom, so you have the contributors at the bottom. That's everyone. Everyone can contribute. It's code contributions, it's documentation, wiki pages, whatever. Just bug reports. You notice something is going wrong with Qt. Write a bug report. It helps us. Even if you don't fix it, fantastic. We know where things go wrong. The second level are the approvers. And they are typically Qt developers with a bit more expertise already. They have worked on Qt a bit longer than the contributors, and they have gained a bit more status in the project. And they are the guys saying, well, no, your contribution doesn't cut it, or yes, that's a good one. And of course, they will tell you why they reject the contribution. And typically, often they will, tell you, okay, change it this way, and you should do it because otherwise you break something over there. They have a bit more of an overview what the consequences of your change might be. On top of the approvers, you have maintainers, and maintainers have control and responsibility over a bigger part of Qt. So of a library like, say, Qt Core, or Qt Declarative, or Qt OpenGL. So they have control over a subsystem of Qt. And they have to make sure that, first of all, their submodule is going in the right direction, is fitting the vision of Qt. If you do something, if you want to write a Java binding for Qt, that might not be that interesting for Qt. So we did that already and cancelled that. They also have to make sure that their module is always in a better release status. That means they could release their code within a couple of weeks. It should always have the quality of a beta release. And of course they have to make sure that there are no bugs in it, and have to make sure that things fit together. And then on top of that, there is one guy with a blue hat. That's Lars Knoll, and he's the chief maintainer of Qt. And before that, he was the chief architect of Qt. So he has been working, I think, something like 10 or 12 years with Qt. Started with something like Qt 1.2. Who remembers these times? I started with 1.44, so so that was in the last millennium. And he is the guy, if the maintainers, for example, can't decide what to do and which direction to go, Lars is the guy who says, that's it. Typically, he doesn't have to do much, so it's a pretty relaxed job up there. Some numbers. So the project went live in October 2011, so around our developer days in Munich. So that was end of October, and we have the numbers till end of the year. So within 2 months, over 500 new external accounts were created. No Nokians counted, all external people, over 500 people in just 2 months. And I'm sure the numbers are now looking much, much better, even because it was Christmas time. There were more than 280 external contributions. That's a lot. So I mentioned the Directive B stuff. There was a lot more. There's a lot more going on. So it's really active. And by the way, the internal contributions were around the lines of 8,000. Well, it's still 200 people working on Qt. Don't forget that. And the top contributors were a lot of individuals. So that's well, we see the domains of their email addresses. So that's the Gmail and Yahoo addresses. We don't know whom they are working for. Then Digia did a lot of contributions, especially for desktops. KDAP, Accenture, Collabora, the KDE group. Mochi Mobile is, I think, an individual. I think that's the guy who wrote the Directive B backend. Wobok is just a new Qt consultancy. Two guys who set up their own company, coming out of the Qt development team last year. So, and you see a lot of new companies coming out of Qt, and we love it. And we have, in Nokia, we have 5 senior software engineers who are explicitly responsible and exclusively responsible for Qt project. They make sure that things are running smooth in Qt project, make sure the infrastructure works, the code review tool, the continuous integration tool, and so on, so that all works smoothly. And they don't work on any other projects. So a question. Well, I'm talking regularly with customers, and I'm on many shows demoing Qt, and I get one question fairly often. So, what is the future of Qt? And to be honest, it's a bit difficult to see, especially as an outsider. So, the current situation is, well, Qt is used to write applications on over 100 million Symbian phones. But we all know that the Symbian phones will have a life expectancy of another 5 years. And then, so what is the future for Qt there? But don't forget, over 100 million phones for which you can write apps, that's a hell lot of mobile phones. So other companies would be really happy to have that. So there is more. We have the strategy, so well, as every good strategy, our strategy also has 3 legs. So that's the smart devices. They are done with Windows Phone, no Qt in there. Then we have the pillar of innovations, where Qt plays a very important role to innovate on new products, to try out things quickly. That's where Qt is very good. And the third pillar, and that's our strategy to get the next billion people on the internet through mobile phones, and hopefully through our mobile phones. So there are, I think, there are not only 1 billion people, there are, I think, 2 billion people or so in the BRICA countries who don't have access to mobile phones. And our goal is to get a fair share of these people use Nokia mobile phones and allow them to go to go on the internet. And they won't buy a PC. If you go to India or China or Brazil, they have mobiles. They don't have a PC, and you definitely don't have a broadband infrastructure there. Not a fixed line. You have a mobile broadband infrastructure. So mobiles are the right way. And what we are doing there is, so the role of Qt in this strategy is that for these phones, you will write your apps in Qt, and the UIs of these phones will be written in Qt, especially QML. So that's a lot of phones coming out soon, and you'll use QML and Qt for writing apps and the user interfaces there. So there is a really good future, and that's the reason actually why we are, well, that's one of the reasons why we are still employing over 200 people working on Qt, exclusively on Qt. And we are looking for more people. Especially in Norway, we are hiring. And if you find this lady, if you find Benedicte, and she's actually standing here in the back of the room. Yeah, if you find her, she is here today, typically at the support desk. Or, well, you can try to find out what this means. If you're geeky enough, it's no problem. Otherwise, well, it's not the right job for you. So talk to her if you're interested to work for us. The first test we'll put you through, well, it's a position in Oslo, is you'll sit for 15 minutes in a deep freeze. If you survive that, you're fit for Oslo. It's a lovely town. So I'm living there myself. And obviously, I shouldn't forget to mention that also our Qt partners, Develer, here in Italy, here based in Florence, and Digia, are also looking for people. So if you're looking for Qt opportunities, there are a lot out there. So in mid-December, we released Qt.4. And what does that give you? Well, it gives you a lot of, a couple of improvements with Qt, with QML. So you get things like virtual keyboards for typing on a touch screen. That's just now a component. What else do you get? You get right to left scripts. You get, no, that's coming down. You get a pinch area which understands, well, a pinch gesture or a rotation gesture and some other gestures. So that's obviously for touch-based devices. And you get a lot of other smaller features. For example, you get an add-on for Qt Quick components to write OpenGL shader effects. And then you can do the cool effects like, say, a water wave rippling over your UI, or drop shadows, or the folds of a curtain you can simulate with these things, and a lot more cool things. We did a lot of performance improvements in Qt 4.8, so a big one certainly is that painting with the OpenGL engine is now done or can be done in a separate thread. That means if you can outsource your the heavy lifting done by your GPU into a separate thread. Is that the government radio? So am I saying something wrong? Okay, obviously I said something what Berlusconi doesn't like. That's okay. And so things like the buffer swap. So you typically render your next frame in the back buffer and then swap it to the front buffer, and then it becomes visible. So that swap can be done in a separate thread. And that means that your main UI stays responsive and isn't blocked by a heavy graphics task. And there are some more things you can do in a separate thread now. The other big performance improvement in Qt 4.8 is with the file system. So read and write accesses to the file system are now much faster, and especially for Windows and for Symbian, but it had also a positive effect on Linux. And there are numerous smaller performance tweaks which you will happily enjoy, I hope. Then there are a lot of new HTML5 features. So things like a canvas element. So you can freely draw on a canvas element. So if you look at the courses of shares on the stock market, that's typically something you do with a canvas element. You get an application cache in with HTML5. You get web SQL, web storage, and a lot of more APIs. So it's a very long list of new features. You get an audio, you get proper support on embedded Linux for video and audio element of HTML5 and on Symbian, for example. And the last big improvement in Qt 4.8 is we made it easier to port Qt to new platforms. So it was new platforms meaning, say, real-time operating system or iOS or Android. So we built something called Lighthouse, or that's the code name, or the official name is Qt Platform Abstraction, and all the, say, the window management specific stuff goes now in a plugin. So you probably know the files ending in _x11 or _qws or qnx or so. And all these window management or operating system specific things go in plugins. They have they don't belong into Qt, they go into plugins, and it makes it easier to port Qt to a new platform. So we are talking now about days, maybe a week or so, to port Qt to a new platform instead of months. So we are talking more about weeks than months now. So you were all waiting for that, Qt 5. So what are the goals of Qt 5? Well, one goal is certainly that Qt 5 is supposed to work for desktop, for mobile, for embedded. So don't think, well, Nokia is, well, we are still the main contributor, obviously. Don't think because we are building handsets, we just focus on mobile. No, we do a lot more. And it's very important for us that all three areas, desktop, mobile, and embedded, work well with Qt. So that's certainly a goal, and our partners are helping us there to make Qt work good on a desktop, Windows especially, or Mac OS, That's mainly the work of Digia and some other partners. Of course, Qt 5, or one of the reasons why we did that major step from 4 to 5 is, well, the world changed in 2007, June. What did change there? It's a long time ago. Yeah, that's when the first iPhone was released, when you could buy it. So, and the iPhone changed the way how you write user interfaces completely. And, well, we have to keep up with that. And one of our answers there is certainly QML, which allows you to write these fluid UIs with animations, where the animations are not just eye candy, but they are guiding the user to do the right things. And also to write QML is also good to write innovative UIs. It doesn't look like the UI from your competitor, so it makes it easy to differentiate your user interface from your competitor's interface. And we started that already in Qt 4, and you will see more in Qt 5, and I'll say a bit more about that in a minute. Then we noticed, well, we should make Qt a bit more modular. So, you know, well, we already had something like 15 shared libraries, but some of them are really big blobs. So if you think, say, of Qt GUI, that's easily 10 megabytes. And actually, if you're writing, for example, a QML user interface, you do not need half of that beast. So you're lugging around 5 megabytes for nothing. Why should you do that? That doesn't make sense. So, for example, one of the things we did in Qt 5 is split that up. So if you're working with QML, you take the slimmer half of Qt GUI. If you're still working with QWidget on a desktop, you use the other half of Qt GUI. And you are not lugging around unnecessary memory anymore. So you'll find the libraries in Qt 5, there are more and they are smaller. And you can more easily pick and choose what you really want. And we also made sure that the dependencies were a bit less. So obviously the footprint gets smaller. And then the last point, and that's an important one, well, even we learn lessons. So I guess there are some of you who went through the migration hell from Qt 3 to Qt 4. Yeah, you see, someone is happy. Yeah, I did that myself for my previous company, and it was hell. So Nokia changed really every API at that time. And to migrate, I migrated a complete IDE. Took me 7 months to do that. And well, a customer wasn't exactly happy that he spent that much money. But well, we learned our lesson, and the transition will be much smoother this time. And we have done a bit. We have migrated the Qt Designer. We have migrated our Media Center demonstrator, and that was the Media Center demonstrator is 8,000 lines of QML code, 10,000 lines of Qt C++ code. We migrated that within half a day. So it's just replacing a couple of import statements in the QML code, fixing some headers because they went to different, they are structured differently now, and then a couple of manual things. So it was half a day to migrate a complete media center. So expect it to be much smoother, so we are now talking about days to migrate and not months or years. What is new in Qt 5? Well, you'll get Qt Quick 2, and you get things like a canvas element, so we just mentioned that for HTML5 already. You get particle effects for games, so a volcano erupting, and you get the possibility to customize easing curves yourself. It's a long list. And I think the most important new feature of Qt Quick 2 that goes in relation with the new graphics stack. What you get from QML2 is that QML is now mapped directly onto an OpenGL scene graph. That means you have the ease of writing a QML program, you map it onto OpenGL, and that means you have the full power of OpenGL. And that really boosts the performance. And you don't have to hire the 3 OpenGL experts in the world who could write the OpenGL directly. Because these guys are really hard to find. So you have the ease of writing QML programs and the power of full OpenGL. We have a new structure. I'll say a bit more soon. And all platforms now use Lighthouse or Qt Platform Abstraction. And they share more code. So how does the new structure of Qt 5 look? There are 3 modules. You have the Qt Essentials module, the Qt Add-ons module, and the Tools module. So in Qt Essentials, you'll find the libraries which every developer will use when writing applications. So that's the most commonly used functionality you will find there. And that's the things, well, if you removed one of these libraries, you would be hard-pressed to write an application. And they should work on all the platforms where Qt is supporting, and not just on some of them. So that's what goes in there. So you'll find in there Qt Core, Qt GUI, Qt OpenGL, Qt Declarative, obviously, WebKit, the V8 JavaScript engine we are now using, and some 10 more or so libraries. Then there is the Qt Add-ons module, and there you'll find the things which are only used in a certain context. So, or a certain industry segment, say something home media or automotive specific. There you will find something like the Qt GUI part for desktop widgets. It's only relevant for desktops. It's not relevant for embedded or mobile. So that's why the Qt widget stuff doesn't belong into Qt Essentials. And the third module is Tools. And that's, well, of course, Qt Creator, our IDE. It's QMake, it's the internationalization tools, and so on. So it's the tools you know. And the platforms, well, we are focusing on, as Nokia, is Linux Wayland, Linux X11, Windows, Mac OS X. But there are already a couple of more platforms available. So I mentioned iOS already. There's a community port to iOS, to Android. Then there are company-backed ports, so backed both by us and our partners, to real-time operating systems. So VxWorks, Integrity, QNX, that's all supported. Of course, the mobile platforms like Symbian, or Migo, they're all supported there. And you're free to add support for more. The new graphics stack. So I mentioned already that the important thing is QML is mapped directly to an OpenGL scene graph. You can still use, and you still have the good old QPainter available for painting QWidgets for your desktop mainly. That is, well, we put a lot of effort in optimizing it, and we think we can't do much more. You can't squeeze out much more of a squeezed out Citroen. That's just not possible. So, and to make it sure it is really performant. So you can do fairly well just with software rendering. So what we show here is that's the QML1 stuff and the QML2 stuff. And you see the software rendering is not much much slower than rendering with OpenGL. So we obviously did a really good job in optimizing our software rendering, and we did a bit of a bad job in really exploiting OpenGL with QML1. So we can do better. If you use this LLVM, just think of it like an OpenGL virtual machine. So for hardware where you don't have an OpenGL GPU on it. If you use that multi-threaded, you get, well, you are getting close to the full power of a GPU. If you go down to QML2, well, even with a single-threaded virtual emulation of OpenGL, you are on par with OpenGL acceleration on QML1. So that means software rendering is in QML2 is as good as OpenGL accelerated rendering in QML1. So that's quite a feat. It's getting better if you use multiple threads, still software rendering, and actually you get the full power of QML2 if you use OpenGL. And that's actually the sweet spot we are aiming at. So devices with OpenGL acceleration. All our phones have that, will have that. The milestones of Qt 5. Feature freeze will be soon, in the next weeks. Beta will be in March or April, and you should expect the release around June, just before summer holidays. And summer holidays are in July in Norway, so we're a bit earlier than the rest of Europe. I mentioned already that the migration from Qt 4 to Qt 5 will be smoother. And maybe one thing to reassure you, Qt 4 will be around for at least another 3 years. And especially Digia is making sure of that. How will releasing go on after Qt 5.0? And we'll use a release process which is similar to what Ubuntu is doing. So that means we use a time-based release. We will do 2 releases per year. And that also means, so, well, if you get your features into the release, it's fine. If you're too late, you'll have to wait for the next release. So we will not wait anymore for someone to get new features in a release. It will be, say, the first release will be in June, the next one would be 6 months later, that would be December roughly. So if you don't get in your features in time for the June release, you'll have to wait for the December release. Sounds a bit unfair, but in the end, hey, you still have another chance. And you definitely have another chance. So that just a quick summary. Well, we talked about Qt project. Qt is now a community-based open source project like Linux or WebKit. It's fully backed by Nokia, and we put a lot of money on the still in it. 200 people is a lot of money, believe me. Qt 4.8 was released in December 2011. Will be supported the Qt.4 series for another 3 years at least. You'll see a Qt 4.9, I'm fairly sure. And Qt 5, the important thing to note is QML will allow you to write really cool user interfaces, and we are seeing quite a lot. If you want to see a fairly innovative UI written in QML, go to France and look at the free box from the second biggest ISP, Internet Service Provider in France. It's written in QML. Come to the Mobile World Congress, to our booth, and I think we are showing a set-top box by HTTV, a very nicely made user interface in QML. We will Q widgets, so all our desktop stuff will still be supported. We will not bail out of this. It will still be supported, and we are adapting to a changing world thanks to Apple. So, that was my talk. I want to say grazie, thank you, and I wish you a great day today with a lot of interesting talks, and I'm open to questions. Thank you.